Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be working on the Batmobile stages 61 and 62. So let me go ahead and get the books rearranged and the parts. Get the parts for 61 down here. Matter of fact, well, let's talk about what I've done since the last video as well. As you can see, Bat computer is here and it is attached. Feels a little bit wobbly, but I tightened all the screws best I could. Did not flip the car over. And I went back and I taped down, again, as best I could, because you can see this one came up. But I taped down the wires. In the long run, the tape is not going to matter because the tape is just there to hold it until you put the chassis on. So I got the parts out, kind of. They're in the bubble pack there. Let's get the book open. And we'll see what comes in this in stage 50. Or no, 61, sorry. So what we've got here is fuel tank bottom, fuel tank filler pipe, and the fuel tank cap. Dump these parts out. So here's the tank bottom, and there is a small pin on here. You can see the pin there. That will actually hook to the fuel line that's still down there on the bottom. We've got the filler pipe, kind of, and the filler cap. So I think all we do in this stage, I haven't looked through the book, we take the filler cap and we push it on to the filler pipe here. Come on, focus. Or we drop it and try and lose it. That works too. So it is on there. There's a pin on there. It goes into a hole. Push it down, all the way down. And it looks like there are locating pins maybe. Let's pull it back out and make sure. Maybe there aren't. Maybe there's. Okay, what I thought might be locating pins are just quote unquote rivets. Rivets, screws, however you want to put it. But there is the cap in place. And I do believe, yeah, that is everything to do in stage 61. So we'll set that book up here. And we will grab the book for 62, which I believe has just a little bit more to do in it. Open it up. And what we get in this pack is the top of the tank, some screws, and the brackets to hold the tank in place. Make sure nothing left in the bag. Got some AM screws and some AP screws, M being denoting that it's going into metal. There's the top of the tank. And I say top of the tank loosely because if my gas tank had a big hole in it like that, I would be severely concerned. Let's go ahead and turn the page on the book. First thing we're going to do is complete the fuel tank, which entails taking this part here and making sure that you pay attention to the fact that there's posts here that are offset from each other. So you're going to take these posts here and just put it on like that. Once you have the posts in place, I'm saying post a lot. Once it is together, you're going to grab the 4 screws that go into it. And you're just going to put them in through the holes, securing the tank together. Sorry, I'm almost off screen here. Let's go ahead and pull these screws over here. move the car up just a hair. And the camera is actually aimed to for when it's zoomed all the way out and you can see both sides of the desk, and you can actually see a bunch of the floor on that side. With as high as it is, that's the best I can do. Unless, which I might eventually do, I can not zoom it in, but make the window larger in OBS to where it will be larger than the window that it sits in. And so it won't, zoomed out, it won't show outside of the desk. So there's one. And I'm just tightening, snugging them down. I don't want them to strip out. There's 3 and 4. And it talks about right here that these are the metal screws are self-tapping and so on and so forth. That the P denotes for plastic, the M denotes for metal. So we use 4 AM screws to put the to secure the completed fuel tank to the underside of the model, then take the loose fuel line and plug it into the tank. What I'm going to do, because I want to show that on screen this time, and that feels loose. You need to make sure these are a little bit snugger down because, like I said, it feels loose. I can feel the top shifting around. But what I was going to say is I'm going to find something, because now I have 2 things on here that I can screw up really, really bad by just setting the car weight on. I've got the computer, I've got the engine. What I'm going to do is get a box that sits right here to flip it over on top of. So let me go ahead and get these parts out of the way. I'll pause the camera, be right back as soon as I have something to set the car on top of. Okay, it has actually been a madhouse here. Been about an hour and a half that I was paused, but other things going on around the house. So I've got these 2 boxes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the car, rip the radiator off of it. Not meaning to, but I'm going to set it on here like this, and it is a little bit wobbly. This is the gas line here. So we'll loosen that, or we'll not loosen, but we'll pull that back a little bit. Might actually at some point cut it shorter. So now this will go on here like this. Let me go ahead and pull the gas line out of the way. And it has pins that are going to match up with the holes. Interesting. I see 1 pinhole here, but it does not match. There's no match to the other side. Not sure if that pinhole actually hits in here or not. Ah, okay. There's pinhole here, 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 and here. So this is going to just go on here like that. It actually sits down over this recessed area, over the trunk area, basically. Let's get the AM screws. And then there's screw holes here, 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 and here. Get 4 of the AM screws out. There's 3. Get 1 more. I've still got that piece hanging out. Pretty sure that'll go somewhere up on top. Then we have 2 sides, one longer than the other. This should go on here with the longer one towards the front, like that. They actually fall right in. There is a spot here for the strap to go on. It's not going over that front or going past that frame piece. Bring the oil over. Like I said, it was a madhouse here for a few minutes here, or for about an hour here. Started raining, started hailing. We had plants to move. We're trying to keep them from getting mangled by the hail. There's the first one is in. Second one I got to play with a little bit because it was not lined up with the hole. And it's higher. There's a higher piece in the middle of the car than on the two sides, so it was rocking. This one in. Once I have them all in, I will tie them down. I kind of like the way they did this on the Batmobile versus what they did on the Ecto 1. The Ecto 1, the battery compartment was in the gas tank. Here, on the Batmobile, if I can get it open, damn. Excuse my language there. Since that's a pretty small opening, but I'll be cutting that battery box out, putting a something in there for stop and collect my thoughts. Going to put a buckboard in there to run the whole thing off of, so that it has the 5.5 volts running off of a wall power supply. Tie these down, and you notice these straps and screws, just like a real car from that era, are all that hold the gas tank up. Let me go ahead and close this. While I'm at it, where was it? Oh, and I just covered up the screws. So I was going to say, let me make sure the crime computer's good, but I can't now because I just put the gas tank on there. Let me double check. I think, oh yeah, that's right. I was like, I think that's everything, but it's not. Got my fuel line right here. The fuel line is going to go just like this on this pin. And then we'll push it down. It would actually be attached somewhat to where is not just hanging out there. Because right now, going down the road, that's liable to snag. May figure out something to do with it later. Probably won't. But that is all there is to do. Oh, let me turn this over. Not drop the Batmobile. That, like I said, is all there is to do in stages 61 and 62. Hope you're enjoying the build. I'm having a blast with it. It's a really iconic car, really nice car. Looking forward to getting more parts, looking forward to actually completing it, seeing how it's going to look. Somewhere this is going to go. Not sure where, but that's the gas tank pipe is going to go. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified of any time I post new content. Leave a comment. I will answer any comments. I love comments. I sometimes even answer when you just add an emoji. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow. And I will see you in the next video or stream.
Model mania, hard work models, plastic modeling, wooden models. Workman's model mania, hard work models, plastic modeling.